I think all of us want to have open data. I think the issue is that it's not a question of not wanting to share it, it's a question of how do you share it. Many of us work with different systems, we have data that is tagged in different ways. So at the moment, because there isn't a very clear set of protocols around data, even being very willing parties to open data, it's not as easy as it might appear. So I think that there's a lot more investment that needs in the basic structure, in the ideas of tagging data, and people coming together to agree to protocols that will make sharing data a lot easier. So it's happening, but it's happening much slower than people would like, and I think that's because there's some homework to be done before you can really share data effectively. I think in many ways geospatial has not quite lived up to its potential yet, and I think that's because we don't have enough people yet with the skills to use it. We're probably not asking the right questions. I think people are not investing in it in the way that they should be. It's almost as if there's more education that needs to be done, additional investment, so people can really see the value of doing it. So at the moment we still are using, as I said, very simple usage. We're not using very much analysis of that. We're not using very much forecasting yet. We all know that we could do. We're just not able to get our hands on probably enough people with those skills in the mainstream workforce that is able to do that. I would think that the next generation of people that come into the workspace, they will come with an education that is just innate. And then it'll be much easier, and I think the tools will be much easier. It's not just a question of the geospatial community doing this. I mean, there's a lot of things that need to be in place to make these work. Where we operate, in many places, there isn't internet or there isn't connectivity. In many places, if we want to do a cash transfer program of, hundreds of thousands of dollars, we have to bring in all of the equipment to do that. We have to bring in the handsets, we have to bring in the sales point machines. So we have to monitor the whole thing, we have to train everybody to do that. So it's a question of infrastructure, it's a question of education, and then, as I say, really seeing the value so that more people use it more frequently. So I think that it's not just a geospatial community problem, it's a general kind of coming together of different parties so that everybody can actually use it easily and make real value from it. I think some of that will just take time. In areas where there isn't the infrastructure, then we have to do workarounds. We have to find ways of using offline technologies. Virtually all of the technology that we still use has to go in and out of online, offline modes. The ability of being able to cache data and then come in and sync it up later, I think that's happening. But because it's such a small part of the global market, there's not very many people investing in that. And I think the thinking is connectivity will solve that problem before an on-offline product will solve it. So part of it is just catch up, and I think that's fast. It's much faster than people often think. I think there is a lot of agencies like Facebook and like Google who will be investing in very new ways of getting connectivity to people, because that's where they see their next billion customers. So they will be ahead of the curve, I think. But simple things like Uber, the taxi idea, something like that for tractors is starting to happen in fairly remote places. The use of different assets will be made available to people. They'll be able to see that it's nearby. They'll be able to book it online or find ways of phoning people. And I think that kind of local business, which has a little bit of connectivity to support it, will help bring that geospatial part into the use of most people's lives.